Hello.
Hey, how are ya?
Oh, good. Look at that. It worked. Andrew, happy 1 week of being married.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been great. Quite literally in the honeymoon period.
And you did take an actual little honeymoon?
We did take an actual honeymoon. I don't know if it's little. I mean, it's
Oh,
little in the sense of we didn't go to South America or Europe, but we were gone for a week, which is nice.
yeah, it is. But weren't you planning on doing something else?
Yeah, we were planning. So my brother is supposed to get married.
Oh,
Actually, he was supposed to be married before our wedding actually happened because ours was originally scheduled for June. We pushed it back to September. He was supposed to get married in August. So his wedding was going to be in Europe and we were going to go over there and that was going to be our honeymoon was his wedding. But of course, that got pushed back in the same way ours did and now it's, some date in the future.
everything changed. But your wedding was lovely. So I heard. I got a picture from your nice mom. And other than that, didn't I do a good job of leave you alone and not creep it or send a drone or anything like that?
Oh, that drone wasn't yours? I
No.
wonder who that was.
Did you have a drone on you?
No, I wish.
I
Wouldn't that
thought
have been
about it.
funny?
You wish. See, Delaney told me I couldn't do that.
Well,
You
she
wish. I wish
she's
I'd
the
known you
boss.
wish. I have friends with drones. I wanted to drone that way. Do you know what the funny thing is? Like when you made the announcement, and I had another wedding that day of beloved friends, and my cousin Nikki got married 2 weeks before. And, when each of you told us that you were going to minimal guest list,
Yep, we
it
were
didn't phase me
cutting
at
it
all.
down.
Yeah, we got the cancel the date, you're uninvited. We got the invitations.
Hmm.
And it didn't bug me at all. I thought, oh, no, no, no. And do you know the day of your wedding? I was really quite sad that I wasn't there. I mean, I was happy for you, but I actually thought, I kind of can't believe that I don't get to see that day. It actually did bum me out a little
Oh,
bit.
I'm sorry, Mrs.
And no, no,
Filholm.
no. Golly, Andrew, you know what I mean. That's not an indictment of you or what you guys did. That's how sad it's sad. That's how sad the world is. It's a bummer. I mean, it felt at the time like, of course you're gonna go to a very reduced guest list, you guys. It only makes sense. And please, I'm joking. I'm not gonna.
We're on a
Uh,
very reduced guest list in the same
yeah,
way that Jerry's grandmother is on a very fixed income.
right. And you have your grandparents there, and that was part of the point. No, my point. You know what I mean? It like didn't. It just was like, of course you guys are gonna do that, and all Godspeed. But golly, the day of, I did. I felt it.
There's no substitute for actually being there, but I do know that there is a bootleg floating around somewhere of our wedding because Delaney's grandparents videoed the whole thing.
Delaney's grandparents were the bootleg videotapers.
That's right. And I haven't
Interesting.
seen
Are
it.
they former
I
deadheads? Are they good at that? Or is that something they do?
I'm not
That seems like
sure.
what the youth would do is do a bootleg video, but they did it, huh?
Well, her grandparents are serial chroniclers.
I see.
I've met him a couple times, and every time he's got the point and shoot camera in a holster on his belt.
Oh, how cute.
And they're just every time I see them, they're always snapping photos and taking videos. So I know that if anyone was going to see our wedding in its entirety, it'd probably have to be from this bootleg.
Yeah, sure. Also, I don't really want to see the bootleg tape. I just wanted to be there, damn it. But Delaney did text me. She said it was a perfect day, and I was so glad. I was so glad to hear her say that. Good.
It was perfect. There were a lot of things that made it feel like someone upstairs was looking out for us.
Oh,
Just even the weather. It had been smoky for weeks, and it was a clear day with blue skies. There was no
oh,
rain. I think there had been weather the day before, and maybe even the days following after. It just
sure.
seemed like everyone got their shit together and really pulled in for us to have a perfect
Mhm.
day, and it was great.
That's great. I can't wait to see real pictures. You're waiting on those.
Waiting on the real pictures. Those should be here any day, I would think.
Does anything in your life feel different being married? You're literally living the exact same life you lived, and then you had one day, and then a honeymoon, and then you come back to your exact same life. Does it feel
Yeah,
different?
the only thing that's different is the left ring finger. It takes some getting used to having
Uh-huh.
jewelry on. I'm not a jewelry
Oh,
person,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
everything is pretty much normal. I would say that the only major change in our relationship is that our conversations have shifted from worrying about the wedding to now we're talking about when we're going to be ready to buy a house and when we're going to be ready to have a baby.
Just worrying about anything but the wedding. Now that's done.
That's right.
Sure. That's cute. Oh, yeah, wearing a ring for the first time in your life, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're not a jewelry man.
No, not really. And I had seen on what was that show, Duck Dynasty. I think one of those guys he had some beef with his wedding ring. So what he did was he got a wedding ring tattoo. And I'm also not a tattoo person, but I think in the case of a wedding ring, which is meant to be permanent anyway,
Yeah.
I really like that. But I think the fact that the idea is coming from Duck Dynasty probably knocks it down a few
Yeah.
pegs of
I know a
legitimacy.
guy. I know a guy who has a tattooed wedding ring.
I think
He,
it'd be great.
I mean, I think it's kind of cool. Anyway, yeah. And Mr. Filholm did not enjoy his wedding ring wearing it. He said it hurt his hand.
Hmm.
I tried not to consider that any kind of sign, at the time. He carried it on his keychain at all times, and he really did.
Oh,
He
that's
always
funny.
carried it, but I didn't let it bother me. And then after a while, I didn't wear mine anymore because of pottery more than anything. I just always had my hands in so many things. I wore my ring for a good long time, and then for a while didn't. Mostly, like I said, practical reasons, and I felt that his were practical too. And I tried not to let it bother me at the time. I was kind of like, whatever. But since being a divorced woman, I realized that people do look at the left hand. The wedding ring is a symbol, and it is a first and very good symbol. Now that I'm out there single, it took me a while to do that too. It took me girlfriends teaching me, like, no kidding, look at his hand, dummy. Look at his hand when you're out flirting with a guy, or if a guy's flirting with you, like, seriously, honestly, the very first, back to the liquor store guy, the first guy who ever flirted with me, and we talked about it on this podcast. I remember the second time I went in there, one of my goals was to, yeah, check his hand.
That's so
That's
funny.
funny. Yeah, that is funny. So and that's sweet that the next time I see you, you're a jewelry wearing man now. That's cute to me. That's like that is significantly different for me and you the next time I see you because it's been so long. Um, that is a big difference. You're wearing jewelry now because you're a married man. That's cute. I'm smiling ear to ear, Andrew.
Good, good. I'm also practicing saying phrases like, "Please, I'm a married man."
My wife, my wife.
That's right. That's no
Hmm.
microwave. That's my wife.
I'm a married man. Please, a married man. Yeah, you're a married man. Let's say that as much as we can. I like it. That's actually cute. And like I said, I had some of another couple that I love almost as much as you two. Like, really, it's a close second. Got married on the very same day, and they did live stream, so I was able to, um, like, see them, say their vows on video. And when my cousin Nikki got married a couple of weeks earlier, not only did they do that, they live streamed the whole thing. The Lane family, a bunch of us gathered on a Zoom call and watched it together, which was complete and utter chaos and so good. It was actually very nice. Actually, the two that did, you know what? It was really nice. It really was. And the one, like I said, watching it with the Lane family was hilarious. Hey, Lane fam. I mean, there were so many of us, but it was so sweet because you saw everybody in their living rooms. Some were like families with little kids sitting there. You could hear the little girls asking, "Where is she? Where do they like they're watching a wedding they thought they were going to get to go to." Um, and we could see each other, and then it was total chaos. I mean, it was so funny, and many generations there, so you would hear like daughters like my age, my generation going, "No, mom, no, mom, that's Lisa Lane. Nope, that's not Carol. Nope, that's Lisa. Okay, oh, hi, oh, look, everybody talking at once, like they always do in real life, but then on Zoom. Oh, it was so, so, so funny and sweet and lovely to, yeah, 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 poignant and good. So, boy, oh boy, it's good that we have good things to mark during these very dark days, Andrew. It's been rough.
It has been rough. Today I woke up to all of the discussion about the presidential debate, and that we know there's no way for a presidential debate to occur and pass gracefully. There's always some big uproar, but it seems like this one was particularly fraught.
Did you see it?
I only saw about 2 minutes. I was last
Mhm.
night. I pulled up YouTube because I know YouTube live streams all of these things for free. And
Yeah.
I watched about 5 minutes, and then I said, you know what? I
Yeah.
don't I don't care for this. Maybe I'll catch the highlight reel in the
Can
morning.
I? Okay. Okay. Right, dude. I got to tell you, I have been doing a lot of comedy lately. It's the weirdest damn thing. If you had told me 1 year ago that I had as many paid shows in a week as I have, I don't know. I wouldn't have known what you were talking about. But so I really thought I got to watch these debates it's my job, right? Like
Sure,
for
you've got to come up with the hot takes and the hilarious
I just have to
juxtapositions
know I
and
am not an issue comic and I am not a sketch comic. I cannot wait to see Saturday Night Live. I mean, but again, they always do a good job with the debates. There's always something easily mockable about. Yeah, I just felt like I needed to know what was going on because I've got an open mic tonight. Doesn't matter, stakes are low, but I'm running it, and I just want to, there might be a funny thing to throw around. Very similar story. I went to watch it with a friend. Like, sure, that seems like something I should do with a friend. Okay, and 5 minutes in. This is what I wrote in my joke book. I had my notebook to take serious notes. Actually, this was very Andrew of me, Andrew. I had a yellow legal pad to take notes like about issues, and then I had my joke book, which I carry with me at all times to take quippy shit, I guess.
sure,
5 minutes
big
in,
notebooks for big ideas.
yeah, yeah, that's an Andrew, yeah.
TM.
5 minutes into the debate, I had written in all caps rage in my little joke book. It is the end. No, let's see. Language has lost all meaning. And then we shut it off and went, do you want to go get a margarita? Yeah, let's go get a margarita. We lasted like 5 minutes. Utter devolution of the language in America in any way. Went and
Sure.
got a margarita, came back, tried to watch more of it. I watched as much as I could stand. I agree. I'm doing the highlight reel. I've already tuned into the daily this morning, which is my daily news first, sort of while I do my stretches in the morning. The New York Times, the daily, Michael Barbaro. And I barely got a few minutes of that, but it's just nonsense. I mean, it is amusing ourselves to death. The sad thing to me, okay, I don't want to be a bummer all the time, but lately I've been writing jokes about, well, you don't know, I've been writing jokes, really struggling with it, like practicing it, trying it out, running it by friends, running it by every time I do a set. Like, I've got something here, it's not funny yet, working out the set
Hmm.
about one of the things I say is, is language dead? Or like, it is a homegrown miracle that we ever communicate any ideas between each other ever. Because the take I've had on it is men and women. The take I've had on it is, do men use do men use actually a different language than women? Like, words are important to me, you guys. Words are tools, and I know men care about tools. They talk to me a lot about their tools. Um, but they seem to use words in opposite ways. And then I have a bunch of shtick about that. And the nut of it there,
Can you give me a for instance?
oh well, yeah, the shtick is like, it's almost like, well, okay, we'll just keep it to this. When they're describing themselves, they say the opposite of what is true. But I'm lucky, thanks to living for 22 years with my ex-husband, I have a man translator. I've got it in my head. So I tell shtick like, so like, oh, I get it. I get it. When you describe yourself as super chill, or laid back, man translator, bloop, 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 bloop. You have road rage so bad, I'm going to fear for my life. You, super chill guy, are the guy who's going to be super chill most of the time, but then like freak out that we have the wrong hand soap in the kitchen. Like you act super chill, but you're not. Let's see. The guy who describes himself as a social casual drinker, raging alcoholic, that kind of thing. Um,
Yeah, men don't speak a different language. They're liars, Mrs. Filholm.
that is the end of that run. Is I like you so much. Translator, bloop bloop bloop. Men are liars. That's the end of that run. Good job. There's a third one in there. What is it? Oh yeah. The third one is great sense of humor. Run it through the translator. Oh, you're gonna hate that I'm funny. Hmm. Okay, so I've been working on those jokes. As you've just heard, they're not funny yet. But they're getting there. I've really been working on it as that's the nut that because it matters to me. And every week I come to the open mic with a sort of like, what is going on here? What is up with language? Da, da, da. And then I go, well, there you go. That debate last night was the end of, it's been that way. We've known that. That's why Donald Trump got elected. I said it 5 years ago, which is this is the conflation and the natural evolution of the conflation of media and entertainment and politics in this country. It's Neil Postman's amusing ourselves to death. But right, watching it, trying to sit down and have a moment of import and think this is important. I have to be an informed person for my jokes, but also as a human being. I'm going to sit down, with an adult friend and watch this and go 5 minutes in. Do you want to go get a drink? Yeah. Okay.
Well, I've got a
I can't
couple
do it.
thoughts on all of this. The first one that
Oh,
just
guess
came to
what?
me,
I
and
haven't been recording any of this, I don't think.
oh, that's okay. I've got your side too. but we'll be fine. Anyways, my first thought, and it just came to me, and I've been thinking about this for 4 years and never put a name to it. Donald Trump is an impressionist talker. He's like
Yeah,
the Van Gogh or the Monet
not
of
Van Gogh. Yeah,
talking, right?
yeah, right. The
That
Monet throwing stipple dots up on the thing. In
right.
pieces. Part
The
of a thing.
phrase, the odd phrase here, there means nothing in itself. You have to step 3 steps back in
Yep.
order to create kind of a feeling of what he's
Really
trying to
good.
say,
That's good,
right?
Andrew. Really
That's
nice.
that's something that I've never been able to articulate until this
That's
moment. I'm
good.
very
Can
proud
I
of that
have it?
thought. You can have
Can I
that.
have it? Thanks, man. Uh, I really might use that. That's really good. Taking 3 steps back and you see what he intends the shape to be.
And you've got people here who are fixating on the dumbest phrases that come out of his mouth, and they say, "Look, he's terrible and whatever." And then you've got other people who are like, "Oh, this is our guy. Look at this beautiful picture he's painting.
Yep.
Whatever. It's a mess."
Well,
I
what we have is we have like his like people who are proxy for his parents who go, look at this. Our kid rubbed his own shit on a piece of paper and made a thing, and he's telling us it's art, and they are so proud, and they're delusional, and they hang it on the refrigerator for 3 years and 5 years and 10 years, and then that kid thinks that he's good at art, is what it is.
That's
But yes,
pretty
carry
good.
on. Thank you. I'm angry.
So that's going on, and then you've got all of these people on the internet yelling, "It's so important that you vote. It's so important that you pay attention.
Yeah,
It's so important."
everybody.
And then you have to tune in, in order to be a good person, you have to tune in and you have to watch the debate so
Yes,
you
sir.
can be informed. And it's just a big turnoff. It's no wonder that
Charade.
nobody votes.
I know.
The debate is a charade. Charade. Is it charade or charade, Mrs. Filholm?
Both. Charade is funnier.
And it's like, I don't know. So Delaney is she's going through the process of changing her name, and that affects her ability to vote and which name she votes under and that sort of thing. And it's all overwhelming. And if you even just take a minute to try to wade through any of this shit, you just get demoralized and tune out, right?
Andrew,
it's so gross.
I know. And by the way, yes. And by the way, I really am not recording. And when I just tried to record, something's wrong with my audio hijack. I just didn't pay attention. So thanks for having my 6 and getting the recording. Right. What you just said, dude, exactly right. I look at the earnest and, as usual, I mean, this is not unusual in our country, very hip, very slick celebrity and other, as you say, campaign across the country. It's so important to vote. It's relentless more than ever, right? You got to vote. You got to vote. There's a lot of young people I know going, I can't vote. I throw my hands up. And there's other people going, you have to. That's abdicating your responsibility.
Well,
you
yeah,
just described
there's
it.
a lot of
On and on. But
vote
the
shaming,
level of so much vote shaming this year, more than ever, right? I mean, and Joe Biden leaned into it last night when he did a good job and looked right at the camera and just said, you got to change this. You got to vote. RBG dying. I mean, all of it. It feels like, okay, of course. It is your right. It is your privilege. You got to vote. There is so much slick, right? Earnest messaging about that right now. And like exactly what you just said. And I thought that last night. We're telling young people. I know people who, this is their first election. They turned 18 right after the last. We invite them, pay attention to the political process. Pay attention to the political drama. We know it's a drama. We know it's a scene. But then you tune into something like that, and it's like it's beyond a circus. It's painting with poop on a piece of paper and hanging it on the refrigerator and acting. And it's like bizarre that we're all acting
and
like
saying,
this is a process that is normal. It's weird.
And saying you as a new voter need to watch and scrutinize this process of poop being spread on the paper.
Right.
Because if you're not, you're a bad person.
Right. You have to be part of this discourse and you have to understand the issues. And I literally thought on my way there, I don't want to go watch this debate. Hey, I have to be a good citizen and a good comic. I have to do it. This is my duty. I'm not kidding. And then to go, the logical fallacies happening, the level of, that's really good, Andrew, impressionist speaking, where it is just throwing. Yeah, it's like, you know what it is? It's like using paintball. Like in Paris, I remember seeing there was a lot of that paintball gun graffiti. So clearly somebody had just stood there with a paintball and shot in a pattern on a wall, and the drips down were part of it. Very cool, as you can imagine. But the thing is, he's doing that. It's not just that he's like impressionist, like a nice little dab of paint, like Monet or Monet. It's freaking, it's a gun that hurts. when it hits you, and then there's a splatter, and then there's three other ones, and then like you say, you step back and you go, oh, what he was trying to say was this. It's okay. You know what? Let's talk about something else. I'm not kidding. We don't have a hot take on it. We really don't. We should not be
We
discussing
can
it.
do. I
But
just
it
want
was
to before we
damn
get
well demoralizing.
too much listener mail, I will say that I'm going to vote, and I've got it all made up. I'm
Same.
not an asshole, not abdicating any
No.
responsibility,
Same.
but I
Yep. Do
do
it.
hate the process, and I doubly hate being told what to do.
Right. And it's more of a sham than before. I mean, the process has always been pretty shitty, and it's always been a little bit like, no, 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 it's your right and it's your duty to pay attention to the civil discourse. But now when it's like, you feel embarrassed, like, oh, I brought, I don't know, it's like you're bringing a new person, you're new in the world. Look at this big political scene now. You're going to be a part of it. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the table. It's like you just arrived and you've come of age and you walk in and it's like, wait a minute. This isn't a grand party of civil manners where we make things better. Once again, this is a party where everybody's just rubbing shit all over each other, and they're naked and they're acting 3 years old. I'm sorry. You got to vote. Everybody vote. Okay, on to happier things. I had a bunch of notes around here to tell you about some things.
Well, hit me rapid fire. Right
Yep,
now,
rapid
I
fire.
think we're at about 22-ish minutes, and
All
so
right.
if we could tie this whole thing together in 8 minutes,
Hmm.
that would be
That's your
kind.
ideal. I like that you've got a goal for it. We weren't even here for 2 weeks. Sorry, readers, we missed you. Andrew was getting married, and I was busy not bothering him. Didn't I do a pretty good job?
Yeah, you did a great job.
According to Emily Post and the other mannered people in our country, Andrew, one has a year to give a proper wedding present, and also the couple has 1 year to respond with thank you notes. Just so you know,
Yep, I do know that, and I tell
I am
Delaney
giving
all the
you and my
time. We have a
other
year. We
okay,
have a
good,
year.
and I am giving you and the other newlywed couples the grace of not sending you your gift right away because I am assuming that within that 12-month freaking period, I will have a job. And then you'll get a much nicer gift. Okay. Are we good? I went and looked at the registry. I thought, they're going to be much happier if I give this gift after I feel gainfully employed. Just so you know, I
Well,
haven't done it.
nothing. We're happy just to have you in our lives, Mrs. Filholm.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
gift.
Whatever. I couldn't come to the wedding. Whatever. I know. I am still looking for work. I am. Oh, the rejection. I've been like top 2 and 3 finalists for a couple of jobs, Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
which is encouraging that I'm in the right space and that my resume works and everything right. Whew, it's demoralizing that I
You got
keep getting
any
rejection.
comedy coming out of these rejection letters? Are any of them funny if you take a step back?
Not yet.
We need some more creativity in
No,
HR.
I most say, yeah. Well, you know what? I actually did write a run about how dating is like applying for a job. I mean, like I need to see my benefit package right up front, stuff like that. But I actually then realized at the last open mic, I'm hosting a weekly open mic now, that that is totally hack. Like everybody knows that dating is like applying for a job, like and vice versa. That applying for a job is like dating. Like it's so hack that I went, oh yeah, don't do that. Everybody does material like that. Oh, no, it's not very funny at all. It's demoralizing. Comedy's fun and funny, and
And it's making you some money. It's fun. It's funny. It's
it
making you some
really is
money.
actually making me some money right now. Thank God. It's uh, the damnedest thing, and it's because of the shutdown. It's because there is a glut in the market. It's because I have the other skills of not being a comic, but being a producer, an organizer, a good writer. It's because I asked to do some shows. It's because I can produce a show. It's because I am a good host, better than I am a comic. Yeah, that's an unknowable thing. Is the one thing right now that's making me money. I mean, like paying my mortgage, very near. Is comedy? What? Uh, the one thing I thought I'd never make a dollar doing. Uh, weird, weird, man. Yep,
Well,
that's funny.
I think
I
that's
did have
good.
a corporate gig. It's great. And it was all along to feed the corporate gig. And I did have my corporate gig. They did meet in person. They had a bigger room and socially distanced sorry, than they intended and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasant Grove, Utah is calling me. Um,
When Pleasant Grove calls, you better answer.
it sounds pleasant. It sounds like a mortuary, maybe. Anyway, okay. It's hard to say positive. I did a great job. And that was a combination of the mama bear stuff, and that's why I originally started doing the stand up was like I can feed this mama bear thing, which eventually can be a corporate thing, which can eventually can be a show for parents. Um, and this group was great. And I did that. And I mean, I sold books and it was great. I mean, I made a difference. And then they have a cocktail party after. I was the keynote speaker for this event. And I mean, people were asking me about like their kids. We all joking aside about what I did is I translated what I know about teenagers is what I know about dealing with difficult people in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
So I've worked anyway. Point is, at the end of that night, I went, "This is what I should be doing," and I went, "Yeah, we know that's what I should be doing. That's what I was building towards. I put everything I had into that, and that's why watching a week of shows get canceled and everything shut down. That's why. Oh yeah, right. We know that's what I should be doing. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, that was encouraging, and that was a small gathering with more social distancing than usual. And comedy, again, is not the same. It's out of doors. It's this, it's that. The winter worries us because it could all shut down. I don't know, Andrew, but there are good things. Okay, I want to tell you just one quick thing, a happy thing.
Okay, give me a happy thing.
See, I'm going to tell only the interesting parts of the story. My cube, as you may know, is my work vehicle. I don't get it fixed. That's one of the difference between you and me. You got hail damage on your car in one storm. I got the same hail damage. Yours was fixed a week later. Mine still has hail damage. I don't care. Don't care about my car. Don't care. I care, but very much about my car as a
As a
work
tool.
vehicle. I don't care what it looks like. But there is a big scrape on the side of my car from me pulling out of my little garage. I think right in front of my cousins, Jess and Brad, where I shattered my side mirror and just scraped the hell out of it. I've been driving around with that thing. Yeah, it wasn't because I remember my dad seeing it and going, "Oh no!" Remember he said he's going to be so mad. Like my ex, that was funny. Anyway, that was a year ago. So I've been driving around with this thing for a year. I don't really care, but it is embarrassing, and like it does occur to me when I take friends paddleboarding or whatever. Like it looks like I don't know how to drive it, but whatever. It's fine. There's a couple of pieces of rust on it. I've driven up the street a month ago on Labor Day. In fact, on Labor Day, on Monday of Labor Day. And I have a dinner date that night, but I'm driving along. I'm coming from the lake with the paddleboards on the car. And at a stoplight, this kid indicates, "Roll down your window," says to me, "Ma'am, I do a mobile auto body repair. I can fix that damage on the back of your DTTTT." Somehow convinces me, young kid, nice truck, to pull over to the next safe space, as he says. He's so good at this. I do. He gets out. One of his brothers gets out. These are three boys. I mean, I think the younger two are still in high school.
You're on your way to a date right now, and you stopped to pull over to have your dent
No,
fixed?
I'm not on my way to a date. I'm on my way home to clean up from paddleboarding and go on a date later that night.
I see.
Point is, this guy hustles me and says, "I can fix that right now." Gives me a quote. I can clean all this up. Gives me a whole bunch of good language that makes me feel very much like I should trust him. "I can come and do it right now for $150. I go, "No, I'm sure that's a great deal. I can't. I got to get ready for dinner. I'm kind of in a rush right now. Give me your card." Doesn't have a card. "Give me your number." "Okay, yeah." I'm like, "Kevin, this is great. I've got your number. I really will call you, okay?" He goes, "Ma'am, I'm telling you, it's going to take 15 minutes of my time. I can follow you home." He says all the right language and says, "I'll park right out in front of your house. You can get ready for your dinner. Don't mind me. I'll do it for $100 American." And I'm going, "I know that's a good deal. I know that's a good deal. This is auto body. I know that's a good deal." And I went, "Okay, young man, good business hustler." So I drive home, park in front of my car. And now there's two brothers, three kids, get out. They do this. They explain to me what they're going to do. They do it. They do it. They do it. But we're just going to put a clear coat on here. We don't have the matching paint. Good news, we do have the matching paint. They
Where's
show me
this
what they've
matching
done.
paint coming from in 15 minutes?
They have a mobile. It's called Auto Body Auto. It's called On the Go Auto Shop.
Okay.
They literally have it all in their truck. They are an on the go. They don't have a shop. They literally go around and hustle people like me. And I'm sure ask for contacts and things like that because I have given their name. They did a great job. And
I'm
then,
amazed. I cannot believe that. It
bro,
sounded like they were going to follow you home and you were going to
yeah,
become a meat suit.
it gets better. I know. And they make the big deal. They say all the right words, like, "We will be right out in front of your house so everybody can see us. You're safe." There are also three very, very skinny um, young boys, like with a very nice like Ram truck. So they look respectable and they look completely not intimidating. Okay. They don't come in my house. They do it right out in front, as they said. I'm okay. I go in, I start to get ready. I come out, I say, "Hey, I don't have cash. Can I Venmo you? Do you want to check?" He goes, "Cash is best." And I said, "Yeah, I really don't have cash." He goes, "We'll talk about it." This guy, my point, like a hustler. So shows me the job, tells me everything they did and what a great job they did with all the right language, like fix that up 98% for you because we couldn't get it all the way. We went ahead and pulled this out where Augie hit the back of my car with a cricket bat. I don't really care, but it's nice that that dent's gone. Showed me all the things they do and then say, cash is really best. Are you sure you can't we just follow you to an ATM? And I go, okay, you know what, young man, I have to right now move my car around to the back anyway. I'm going to get in my car. Wells Fargo is 2 minutes from here. You and I both know that. Okay. So I am still in my sarong, paddleboards on top of the car. It's really been only 15 minutes. I drive down East Colfax. I actually get out ahead of them in a funny way. They're going to follow me. So I pull over to wait and this kid like flashes his brights, just like so professional about it. Like just very smooth. I pulled over to wait. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone's following you, like here I am, this is me, boom, pull in, go to the ATM. And then I'm out of my car in a parking lot on East Colfax, handing a young Mexican kid cash money, which is, how are you going to tell me that's not a drug deal or a pimp deal? Because that's what that looks like on East Colfax.
Uh-huh.
They did a wonderful job. And I couldn't believe, like, that is an intrepid young businessman and everything's great. No, I mean, the moral of the story is I don't have such a bad, embarrassing scar in my car anymore. And that makes me feel better. And for $100 cash and 15 minutes of my time, this is amazing.
First of all, yes, it is amazing. It's amazing that they were able to do that in the short amount of time with no shop. That's all amazing. And I'm doubly amazed that you did not get ripped off, robbed,
Nope.
sold to the like white slavery.
Thank you. Yeah,
Psh,
I'm glad that's where your brain goes.
I like no part of that transaction, and I would have run the other direction.
Okay, do you think I did a wrong thing? Like, do you think I don't? I don't think they got anything from me. I mean, if you think about it, I didn't give them a credit card. I didn't give them entry to my house. You know what I mean? They stood outside of my house. They know where I live. They know I have a lot of security system because I talk about it all the time. Like, did I do something there that made me vulnerable, you think?
I don't know for sure, but I'm so hypersensitive
Yeah.
that, anyone who's trying to sell me something on the street, I've already got my dandruff and the door is pretty much already in their face.
Okay, well, there you go. Might be our closing thought, which is I was also hanging out with a guy from an African country, and recently he said to me, in my country, everything is corrupt and we know it. Like every man is corrupt. Like down at the bottom, like
Sure.
that. Like the taxi driver is corrupt. The guy trying to hustle you to do your auto body repair is corrupt. He said, in my country, everything is corrupt and we understand it. And there is I mean, it sucks, but we understand it and we know what to expect.
Hmm.
And maybe I would like to submit that I understand that everyone is trying to hustle me, but a guy can look into his eyes and see his tools and understand what it is he's trying to do and understand that at the end of the day, at the end of every hard-earned day, that young man just made $100 extra for himself on his drive home on Labor Day, versus what my African friends mentioned to me is in your country, it's corrupt at the top and it's corrupt in ways that are not evident, and that makes me more nervous. So that might be it. Is that if we walk around assuming people are out to fuck us over, first of all, that's not how I approach the world. As you know, I have to be reminded. I have that Pollyanna thing. I need to be reminded that everybody isn't out with good intentions. I am naive. I know. I'm constantly told that. But I guess it's like, yeah, I know that kid was, I guess, on some level hustling me, but I got what I wanted from
But
him
you're
and
you're
he got
satisfied
what
with
I
your
wanted.
care, which is what's
I'm
important.
satisfied with it.
And
And
you're
I
not
also
a
go,
skin suit.
I'm not a skin suit, and I trust that kid. And on whatever level he's hustling me, or the person in this, I guess that's it. Is that what it comes right down to? It. That's why I live where I live. Maybe right? Is that the individual out there trying to hustle me? I get it. We're all just trying to get by, man. The people on the top trying to hustle me. The people on the top hosting theatrical debates that are supposed to matter. That's where I don't get it.
I
Right?
think I think that's a great note to end on, Mrs.
We'll
Filholm.
end on that. Not very hopeful, but it's good to be back. I've missed you, Andrew.
It is good to be back, and I cannot emphasize enough how happy I am that you are not a skin suit.
Thank you. Like and subscribe, everybody. See you next time. Bye, Andrew.
Bye, Mrs. Filholm.
Not a skin suit. I've got that going for me. I'm not a skin